Hey everyone, I wanted to come on today and talk about high vibe foods. Like, what are they? Why do you always see me like hashtag high vibe foods or high vibe living? And what does that mean, right? So basically, high vibe foods, and my definition and understanding for them is foods that have a lot of life force. What does that mean? It means like they're still full of like prana, chi, energy, life force. They are fresh, they're organic, they're whole, right? Like all of these nutritious, nourishing foods. And how do you get the highest life force food? It's fresh, right? And we are in the season of fall and harvest here where I am in the world. And this is the time to really like take advantage and get as much fresh, high vibe, high nutrient density, high source field food into your body, because that's just like the most nourishing thing you can give your cells. When food is sat for days, months, weeks, months, in a truck, in a box, on a shelf, to then your kitchen, to who knows how long it sits there before you actually cook it. And there's not a whole lot of life force left in that food, if any, right? So for me, one of the things I do this time of year is we have this beautiful little apple tree. I've shared about it for sure in my stories, but it's not a big tree, but this year it's really bountiful. So when I come home from my morning walk, I grab an apple off that tree and I eat it right there outside. And it is so full of life force and it's delicious. It is so good. And I eat apples all year round. I love apples, but these apples from this tree like grows right outside my house. Oh my gosh, like you can't even compare. And they're not pretty. I have one here. It was picked this morning. It's nothing to look at. It's got some bruises. It's got some dents. It's not all red. It's funny shaped, whatever. But it tastes so good. Like it's so good. And it's that life force. So if you have an apple tree, or if your neighbor does, or if they're selling local apples at your farmer's market, or if you can go to a pick your own farm, hopefully it's an organic one. They don't spray the apples. Fill up, like fill your bucket and get it into you. And if you have the tree outside, even better, because you just pick one a day, right? And then before the frost and cold and all of that comes, pick your bushels, bring them in, make some apple crisp, apple pie, whatever you want to do, apple sauce, and preserve them. But in the meantime, right now, this is the magic of this time of year, that we can eat a lot of fresh picked, right? We're here in Canada where I am, and this doesn't happen all year round, right? We can't pick fresh all year round in our backyard garden. So I love this time of year to do it. I also love kale. And this is such a beautiful plant because it's so hardy. It'll keep growing through frost, even through snow. I've picked kale. So with kale, I love it in a salad, but I also love it in my soups and my stews, and I let it, like I just throw it in at the end and let it wilt. And so I will actually cut a lot of the kale and chop it up and put it in the freezer. So I have this nice garden kale all year long, but again, just like the apples, eat it fresh now too, because that's like the highest life force available in that food, is when it's picked fresh and then you eat it with thanks and gratitude too, right? What else do I got here? Oh yeah, these are kind of neat. The boys and I went hiking. You probably saw the post, maybe you saw it, but we harvested all these turkey tail mushrooms, and they are extremely medicinal mushrooms. If you're not into mushrooms, oh my gosh, it's a whole nother world. I drink mushroom coffee every morning. So this is a new thing. We've never done this before. It's kind of like a home project. We're gonna do our research and figure out, we don't have a dehydrator yet, but looking at ways, okay, can we dry them out and have them as teas? Because they're so medicinal. Like we have shaga, which is an easy one. And then we also have, what else do we have in the cupboard there? Well, I have lion's mane, but I didn't harvest that. But there's so many, and reishi, of course, reishi's amazing. So mushroom world, and right now here where we are living, if you're living in my area, it's so fun to go out into the forest and see the incredible array of mushrooms growing. Not telling you to go pick them all, because I don't even know which ones are poison and not, but It's just a way to connect to the land and connect to this natural world that's so full of life force right now. The forest is just like full of life force, and it's like, you know, things are popping up every day. And the garden still has a lot of life force going on it too. With my carrots are amazing, and they'll stay in the ground for a while longer. So things like that, getting these high vibe foods into your body. This I posted, I've already posted, but it's the herbal infused water. And again, another way to get high vibe foods into your body. I pick the herbs fresh from the garden. If you don't have one, even put some in pots, like have a little herb garden on your deck or even on your kitchen windowsill, and throw them in water, pour hot water over and let them steep. And it's just a way to upgrade your water. So that was just a really quick little talk about high vibe foods and what that means and how you can get, especially this time of year, take advantage of all the life force that's around us before we go into the more dormant time of year and season, right? Fill up your stores now to carry you through until spring, just like the animals do, right? Because we're animals. And yeah, speaking of animals, who's from Halliburton? Love my shirt. Halliburton is for lovers. Heidi, Mixtape Vintage, right downtown. She's got awesome stuff there, and I love this shirt. Okay, have a really great fall day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.